Finland, right side. And there's somebody who had a little history with the Green Bay Packers, Jermichael Finley to midfield.
We talked about it with Gucci. He plays with no fear. He thinks he can beat anyone. Chiggs is kind of the same. This kid is very confident. He doesn't say a lot, but he's very confident. He doesn't fear anyone. He feels like he can compete against anyone in this Madden competitive circuit, especially in this Final 32.
Gannon.
Throw that sack, pick it.
Oh,
come on.
Dangerous Woodson. Can't get the feet in bounds.
Come on,
oh, man.
man.
That could have been a game changer for Jwall.
Oh,
Chiggs had the route open, but you heard Jwall say it. The throw out of sack. Jwall couldn't get those feet down the sidelines.
Don't make me blitz my safety. Thank you.
Jwall. What a run to the Lions Club title. Everyone knows him for that offensive game planning, but his defense much improved, especially over these last couple of months.
Let's go, that's D. Come on, one more
stop. Throw that one away. TD, what a run he had in that level next tournament. Had to go through some real goons to beat Noah already into the Final 8, beat him in the final. And I think that really, I mean, if you didn't believe that Jwall had a shot at the belt, you have to after that performance.
Yeah, that performance was unbelievable. 2 out of 3, too, when he beat Noah, who you said is in the Final 8. We could potentially see a rematch of that in our championship with Jwall and Noah. Both guys are on a tear right now, especially Jwall winning that tournament. He's looking to go for another championship in this club championship tournament.
Usering with Sean T, taking away everything, and another throw out of sack. Jwall's defense creating some pressure early.
Go for it,
Jwall's user ability is on another level right now. This guy is baiting routes left and right, goes from the slant to the post. Nothing open for Chiggs, and Chiggs at the 50. Looks like he's going to go for this. I think it's the right call here. You got to stay aggressive versus Jwall. He's so good on offense. You got to keep up with him. You know, you're at the 50, you can't kick a field goal. I think it's just go for it territory. Looks like he's going to do that.
And TD, for Jwall, getting reps on defense, it's got to help having guys in your crew like D-Croft, like Fancy, guys who know how to move the ball. You're always repping against some of the best defenses.
Especially going up against trips tight end. You know, Fancy, these guys are known for their trips tight end formation. D-Croft in that U-trip, similar type of stuff. So Jwall's very prepared for this trips.
Defense.
4th and 10, get Chiggs, pick it up. Stepping left, there's no one open. He does have plenty of time. It's all going to be up to the bounces. Does he have something? He throws it into traffic.
Come on,
and it's picked off. Sean T, the late great, out of the U with the first turnover of the game.
Just absolutely phenomenal defense by Jwall in this first drive. Chiggs goes 1 for 5. There wasn't, besides that first play where Jwall dropped the pick because Chiggs had it right open, there was just nothing open on any of the other plays. That's great defense by Jwall. He's great at adjustments too. He's more known for his offense, but he has gotten better over the years at adjusting on defense as well.
All right, that looks good. Would you let me do this? That's good.
And now we get to see Jwall go to work on offense. Tiddy, what makes Jwall so good offensively and makes him one of the premier offensive players of the game of Madden?
Well, if you like what you saw from Fancy yesterday, you're going to see a lot of the same stuff in that trips tight end formation, Las Vegas Raiders playbook. These guys are just absolute surgeons in that trips when it comes to their route combos. They use a lot of motion. We saw with Manu, same type of thing. Motion, route combos, spacing, play design. I mean, these guys are in the lab constantly playing games. They know everything about every route in the game and how it can beat every single coverage.
Whew. All right, let's get it. One offense. End the game. End the game. End the game. Come on.
Jwall looking to end the game early.
All right, end the game.
That's ambitious, but if there's one person who might be able to do something like that, it is young Jacob Wallach. Could we see, TD? Could we see an all-TNC Final 8 on the NFC side?
We definitely could. We really could. We're going to see Fancy and D-Croft. And you got to think Jwall is just playing with so much confidence right now. You can see it in him from winning that $25,000 in that level next tournament. This guy is playing with so much confidence. He feels like this is his tournament to win.
Here's all I'm saying. If you handed me $25,000, I'd be confident in whatever. I'm feeling great at that point.
Exactly.
Still waiting for this first offensive play. This is a real tease here from Jwall. 2 delayed games, a timeout. But I think he's ready to go. 1st and 10. Under center is Jwall to start things off. He'll go to the ground game. And the Lions legend, Barry Sanders, back in the Honolulu Blue.
Interesting little chess match going on there, and you take a look at Jwall's item to watch. It's that primetime Deion Sanders. You know Jwall's going to use him. We saw Fancy use it so well yesterday. Jwall's going to do the same thing. Deion Sanders in that slot position in that trips, going to be able to play make him, especially he's going to need him versus tight man-to-man coverage. Chiggs, though, starting the game in that 140 defense. Now he goes to the double A gap, so a real chess match going on right now. Chiggs switching defenses, Jwall having to adjust on the fly.
Kamara in motion from right to left. Sanders and Moss alone on the right side. Barry Sanders on the left hip of Rich Gannon. Chiggs only sends 2 after showing pressure. And he's looking over the top. Does he have it? Alvin Kamara! Abracadabra to the 10 zone. What a throw from Rich Gannon.
Out and up route has been money for TNC. This time it's Alvin Kamara. It's not Santana Moss. It's not Randy Moss. It's Alvin Kamara at receiver. The out and up route beats the man-to-man coverage, and Jwall's on the board early.
What a play. Took a while to figure out what he was doing, but that's why.
One more stop. You
gotta take your time with your offense, because you can dial up a touchdown. 7-0. What a way to start for Jwall. The pick and then the touchdown.
I dare you. Fumble, 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 fumble.
Chiggs will take it out. He dared him. He'll fall down the 17-yard line. Take a look at this one more time, TD. This dot was so hot you needed oven mitts.
Yeah, this was nice, and I can't believe Alvin Kamara beats that man-to-man coverage. He beats Deion Sanders, and these kids are just phenomenal. Talking about this TNC crew, we saw Manu do the exact same thing earlier with Santana Moss. Jwall being in the same crew as him, goes to that first Chiggs man-to-man coverage, and it pays off big.
What a way to start for Jwall. What does Chiggs have in response? Barry Sanders on the right hip of Rich Gannon.
Who's open? No one. No one. That's the answer. That's the answer. Not a soul. Not a soul.
That was a blanket out there,
Best man coverage in the nation. Best man coverage in the nation.
He's starting to apply some pressure on Chiggs, not with his blitz, but just in the game right now. Chiggs 1 for 6. Pressure starting to build on him here. This is a big drive. The momentum is totally on Jwall's side right now. If you're Chiggs, you just need to get a first down here so you can slow it down and get your momentum back a little bit.
3rd and 6.
Come on, pressure. Good tackle, Deion. Good tackle.
Finds Sanders in the flat, but nowhere to run. 2 for 7 passing to start the game, and Chiggs leaves the offense on the field. Jwall will take a timeout.
And what a tackle by Deion Sanders right there, one-on-one. That's a very difficult tackle to make. I'm wondering if Chiggs, he has that Barry Sanders there, but if that was Marcel Reese, that might be a truck, and he might be off to the races right there. Big-time tackle for Deion. Chiggs going to go for it in his own territory.
4th and 4. Gannon finds Jerry Rice. Number 80. Most wide receiving yards in NFL history. He picked up 4, enough for Chiggs to get a first down.
Great little dot to high-low read. He had the drag with the post behind it. Checks down to the drag that beat his man, and he converts.
Now a first down. Look at downfield. That's caught. Bo Jackson picking up a first down.
I love that play call right there. What a design. He audibled down to an I-form formation. Looks like he had Bo Jackson at fullback, put him on an angle route, and there was just no one on him. That was very unique and very effective.
Now we see the offensive momentum building as Chiggs will throw this one away. Jwall getting some heat on the quarterback.
Yeah, Jwall has the bag for trips. You had to think he would. He plays his crewmates
He's
all the time.
probably labbed against it once or twice.
He's probably played this 1,000,000 times this year. I'm not even kidding. At least 500 times he's played trips with those guys being in there. So every time Chiggs goes down to that I-form, I kind of like it. It's something that Jwall hasn't seen, kind of gets a little unorthodox. See if he ever goes back to that.
Just nobody open downfield. Now looking for a bounce. Ooh, throws it into traffic. Finley drops it. It's weird. I instinctually looked at the backfield. I saw number 12 at quarterback, and I go, oh, good, he's got Aaron Rodgers.
I know, right? I thought so, too. It looks like him, too, out there. Looks like he's down, throwing lasers or throwing incompletions for Chiggs right now, but it does look like Aaron Rodgers. And Jwall just playing all-out coverage. I mean, there's just nothing open. And these plays are taking forever because the coverage is so good.
3rd and the 10th spot.
Sneak!
Good user coverage. Will throw back right side. Oh, Jerry Rice went up for it and plucked it off the helmet of the defender.
Screw it. I'm gonna throw it.
Really tight read right there. You see what Jwall's doing? He's actually using 2 routes at the same time. He goes over and bumps that crossing route just to delay it a little bit, and then he jumps back on the slant. He's really baiting him, using 2 routes, doing a great job on defense. Chiggs was fortunate to get that in there.
Some Sanders on Sanders crime as Dion gets in the backfield and tackles Barry.
Man. Hit the ball, Sneed. What's up?
Jwall still thinking about that last play. Had a man in position, but he didn't click on to make the play.
Yeah, he didn't. It was a tight window. Chiggs got that aggressive catch with Jerry Rice, something you don't see too often. He was fortunate to get that.
2nd and 12. Back foot throwaway. And that one, they don't drop the flag there. Somebody was enough in the area to stave off the intentional grounding.
That's the tough part about Madden 21 too. Without that escape artist ability, these quarterbacks aren't super mobile, so you can't really take off up the field like that like you'd like to right there. Thought Chiggs might have had a little hole, but Jwall collapsed quickly with his user, and Chiggs had to throw it away.
3rd and 11. Two-man rush. Picked up effectively by the 5-man blocking.
Somebody said. Somebody said.
Take your time. Is he going to end the first quarter on this play?
This is insane.
See? Tyler, I've never gotten to talk to you in the middle of a play, so what's going on with you?
Look at this. He's going to sit here all day. Look at this coverage.
Hey, I'm going to go grab a thing of pizza. Oh, he found Jerry Rice. Nice throw. Picks up 9.
Now I wonder if Chiggs maybe goes for this. That play took about 18 seconds. Probably the longest play in competitive Madden history right there. But I think Chiggs getting that 7-8 yards there might go for this now, which it's a tough call here because you do want points on the board. You're really kind of struggling. You're moving the ball methodically, slowly. But like I said earlier, you got to be aggressive versus Jwall. He's so good on offense that you got to keep up with him. Looks like he's going to go for it.
Some impressive blocking done by that offensive line. And you know who I bet who was a part of that, TD? I bet you Anthony Costanzo was out there making some plays, throwing some blocks after the trash talk in the last game.
You're such a Madden nerd. You love the offensive line play.
I love the big boys. Come on, I'm a big boy myself. Not an offensive lineman big boy, like an unathletic water boy big boy. But another timeout taken. There's only one left for combined between these 2 players.
Yeah, interesting. You might as well use them in the first half. You don't want to use them in the second half. Both these guys really locked in right now, thinking about what they need to do. Chiggs, it needs 3 yards here. It's tough in the red zone. Not a lot of space to work with. We'll see what he cooks up if he stays in that trips, or maybe he audibles down, tries to make a pass play happen out of some I-form stuff.
Fourth and 3. Chiggs trying to keep the drive alive, tie this game up. Rice, Jackson, and Moss in the trips on the wide side. Finley. DeLone Chinese got a little smart route and corner route on the left side.
He doesn't like it. I think he's going to take a delay and kick his field goal. You can see it. He doesn't like what he sees.
Jwall will happily let him back up 5 yards and stay up by 4, assuming he makes this. Settle for a field goal. Kick is up. It's good. 7-3. Chiggs with a nice response, able to put points on the board.
Good response, yeah. It's methodically. Jwall is literally playing 9, sometimes even 10 guys in coverage here. And it's given Chiggs all day in the pocket, but there's just nothing open. But he did a nice job methodically moving it down the field through some dots, able to get points on the board and stay in this thing.
Very interesting the way this game has changed from last year, TD. Not just offensively, but think about how defense has changed. Last year, the meta was almost that J-Mill style, send 9, get pressure in the backfield. This year, is send 2 the meta?
It really is. Send 2. So what you do is you usually user rush your user player so that you technically have 3 guys rushing, but then you bring your user off in coverage. So really it's only 2 guys rushing. Sometimes even 1 guys will do occasionally. But yeah, it's completely different. But sometimes you will see the 140 or this double A gap bring a little heat off the edge as well.
2nd and 7. On the left side, Alvin Kamara had the big touchdown earlier. He'll get 6 to the 34-yard line, 30 yard.
Nice little dot right there. Drag route to Kamara. Kamara's been Jwall's big player so far in this game. Nice little check down. Chiggs left that route uncovered. Jwall's too good. He's going to find that easily. He's able to pick up a nice little gain.
7-3 here, first semifinal in the NFC North. Coming up next, the former belt winner, all the way back in Madden 16, the Stiffmeister.
Pick that, man.
Poison. Ooh, that could have been going the other way. Chiggs with tight coverage on the outside. It was a SWAT animation instead of the catch.
That could have been the break that Chiggs needed. It was a misread by Jwall. He had the wheel route wide open on the left. Chiggs messed up his user, and then it was a bad read by Jwall. That just wasn't open. That could have been the break that Chiggs needed, but it could also be on this play as well. Chiggs needs to lock up.
4th and a yard. Moss, Randy Moss motions over to the left side. He might have him again. Looking for Moss over the top, one-on-one. He's too good to leave on an island. Moss down inside the red zone.
Oh, I'm so bad.
Right at me, bro.
Moss is incredible. If that's any other receiver, maybe under 6 feet, that's probably a swat by Dion. But Moss is so big, so fast. He gets the position on Dion on the motion little post. It was a great play design. It was a tight window, but Randy Moss is just too good.
Randy Moss, 6'4", 210. Former Marshall Thundering Herd. Good defense from Chiggs. Hendricks in the backfield making the play, putting Jwall behind the 8 ball.
And Nick, when people say that things like height and weight don't matter in Madden, I always disagree. You saw right there, Randy Moss. Like I said, if that's a guy under 6 feet, he's probably not making that play. But you have a beast out there like Moss or Calvin Johnson. These things matter. I remember Madden 19, my game versus Kiv. We were in salary cap mode. I had a 6'6", 10 cap D end out there and in a spy, just out there, and he made a crazy pick that was a difference maker in the game. So these things like height and weight, 1,000% matter in my opinion.
2nd and 19. Jwall going back there. He's in trouble again. Oh, that could have been a pick. Tiddy, where does Moss rank for you in terms of best players without a Super Bowl ring?
Oh man, I mean, well,
he might be at the top. I mean, it's like him, Marino.
Yeah, besides quarterbacks, I was gonna say quarterbacks are the most valuable. So, but it's hard to argue that he's not number 1. But if anyone's over him, it's those quarterbacks. Guys like Marino. Trying to think who else doesn't have a ring.
Jim Kelly never got a ring, right? With Buffalo.
Phillip Rivers. I still don't.
He's throwing me another pick, bro. Oh my God.
No disrespect to Phillip, but
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Just 7.
Good.
This is so bad right now.
Chiggs really dialed up the defense there. Jwall will have to settle for a field goal. Ball is down. Kick is up. And it is good. 10-3 the score. Jwall extends his lead.
That's a good job, though, by Chiggs. Job well done right there. You held Jwall to 3. 1 possession game. Now it's up to your offense. Go down there, tie this ball game up. Chiggs is staying alive. He's playing well. He's the big underdog, as we know. But this is a battle so far here in this first half.
Jwall would yell at me. I didn't mention Barry Sanders.
Oh, that's huge. Yep.
I think the thing about that.
Adrian Peterson?
Well, I think the thing about Moss that sort of separates him is what? He played 15 years? Played in 2 Super Bowls? All over the middle.
Throwing that one.
I mean, what
are you doing?
07 stolen, but, you know.
All right,
It is
all
what it
right.
is. Should have been
David
19-0.
Tyree.
Oh,
David Tyree.
Come here.
Eli Manning, the greatest Super Bowl
Ball,
quarterback of all time,
Come on,
right?
dude. Oh my God.
oh, jeez. I got it. Can we mute Nick after that comment?
It's really funny. Everyone yells at me because I say if his name wasn't Manning and he didn't win those 2 Super Bowls, you look at his numbers, no chance he makes the Hall of Fame.
That's what
his
I'm saying.
numbers are bad.
Yeah, they're real bad. For those 2 Super Bowls that, you know, got a little fluky in. But
All right.
if it wasn't for those, he wouldn't be a Hall of Famer. Like, Rivers would be in over Eli, and I don't know if Rivers gets in.
D. Davis, you're like the pepperoni on my pizza. You're full of salt.
I'm not salty, man. We got 6 of those bad boys. Let's go.
And the Browns have a couple too. NFL championships count, baby. 3rd and 17. Gannon. Looking for somebody.
Great
Boy,
defense.
he's going to get an intentional illegal forward pass. Either way, Chiggs going to have to punt the ball.
Oh, I thought they called
Jwall,
him.
known as that
That would've been
offensive
crazy
mastermind,
bad.
but his defense has been masterful today.
Oh,
And I think Jwall thought they were calling a penalty on him. He was over there
Seriously.
stressed to the max, but it was illegal forward pass. And just, you're right, great defense by Jwall. Like you said, he's known for his offense, but he has improved a lot on defense over these last few years. He's came onto the scene, and his defense is impeccable right now. Chiggs has no answer. And Jwall now, plenty of time, no timeouts, but 1:47, he can really add to this lead.
Big drive for Jwall to end the half. What has been a long half, to say the least. Chiggs brought about everybody on the blitz there and forced a quick read from Jwall. He'll get 4.
Brought all the goons from that double A-gap formation. Jwall throws it to the little table route. And unfortunately, he had so much daylight right there, but he goes out of bounds.
Second and 6. Chiggs showing that pressure, that double A gap. Moss motions over to the left side. Jwall looking for anything downfield. There's nothing there. Good user. They'll throw this one to the popcorn vendor in row 1.
Good defense, and that was smart by Jwall. You can tell he kind of wanted to throw that real quick, but the smart decision was to throw that thing away, and he did just that.
Third and 6. Still 1:37 to go in this first half. 10-3. This $7,500 game, Madden inside Pizza Hut Stadium.
Hey, come on, man.
Big shout out to Pizza Hut for sending the crew over. Yeah, listen, I told my wife we were getting Pizza Hut, and her response was, thank God, because I didn't want to cook.
Come on, man. Fight a little
So,
bit, bro.
thank you for keeping the marriage intact, Pizza Hut.
Right, and look what they did for User. He's got a wife, he's got kids to feed. Pizza Hut coming through. We really appreciate it. And that was a very interesting decision right there by Jwall. He went with a run call on 3rd down. Not known as a runner. Very conservative approach, and it allows Chiggs to get the ball back here with 1.5 minutes.
First and 10. Chiggs back on offense. It's been driving through the mud. Tough going. He'll throw this one away once again. I got to see those numbers. 6 of 16, 91 yards and a pick.
Yeah, he's on the struggle bus right now on offense. You said it, really is. 6 for 16, not ideal at all. Still hanging around though. But man, Jwall's defense just untouchable. Can't get anything going versus these man corners.
I
Might have
saw.
X left side. He does. It's Randy Moss. And he'll go out of bounds at midfield. First
Oh, I saw.
real offensive momentum for Chiggs in a while.
And that wouldn't have been open. It was just horrible user by Jwall. He just left the route. His user was lacking. Chiggs took advantage and throws it in there because that was nothing was open there if Jwall just doesn't leave that route, but he does. Chiggs capitalizes.
First and 10. In trouble. And down goes Gannon once again. This time it was the burner, L'Jarius Sneed. Kansas City Chief off the edge.
Great time to dial it up with no timeouts. And this really does look like Aaron Rodgers out here. I keep thinking it is too. It looks just like him.
Pick!
Bro,
Six,
what is
six.
that?
That is a pick. That's wide open.
Six.
Oh my
That's
God, what is
Legarius
that, bro?
Sneed. He's got so much open space. He's looking like he's driving through Montana, fighting
Oh,
through the
this is
tackle
tough.
to
This
the
is tough.
2-yard line. He almost housed that one for the defense.
Oh, shout out,
Legarius
shout out Nico.
Sneed coming
We
big
gotta
for
master the
Jwall.
line. We master goal line. We master goal line. Shout out Nico.
For him.
And you hear Jwall.
I guess.
Apparently him
We
and
go
Penguins have labbed
I
up
guess.
this goal line offense.
I don't know.
So we'll see what he's got
Oh,
cooked
we-
up. But
we
that was just a
mastered
bad
this
read
one.
by
We
Chiggs. The
mastered
corner
this
had
one, baby.
position. He was in front of the corner
on,
route.
come on.
And let's see if Jwall's mastered this goal line offense like he said.
Let's go, Reese.
What he ran the route for him,
Shout out my
bro.
good block.
Marcel Reese
Let's go, Reese. Flood
gets
this.
low and gets
Flood
6
this.
for Jwall. He'll extend his lead to 2 scores.
Shouting out his guy Penguins, the TNC crew. They're up big, and they're up big in this tournament. Now Jwall's up big, 17-3 going into halftime.
Gotta love when you get to look up at the scoreboard and see you went on
All
a
right, no points,
one-play,
no points, no
2-yard
points, no
drive. That
points,
means
no
your
points, no
defense
points, no
set you up for success.
Yeah, that's always huge. That anytime you can get that type of stuff, you're always going to put yourself in an advantageous position.
Let's take a look at what set it all up. It's our Snickers intercepted replay. Legarius Sneed, he certainly was one step ahead.
Yeah, just a bad read. One step ahead ability. He was all over that route, right in front of it. Almost takes it to the house, but he punches it in regardless.
And Jwall sends some heat. Jonathan Abraham in the backfield. 15 seconds left. Play action. Rolling right, he'll throw this one away. 5 seconds left. We still got a whole half to go here, TD.
Yeah, we do, and Jwall's starting to dominate here. If it's this second half's anything like this second quarter, Jwall could be headed on to that final 16.
3rd and 19, but it's really about 3rd and 84. Because he needs points on the board on this play if anything's going to happen. Throw it up. See if
All right,
Bo
six
can
it,
make a
six
play.
it,
That's
six
going to be
it. Come
picked
on,
off
get
by
sticky.
Peters.
Get sticky.
Jwall trying to
This
get
way.
sticky, get
Ooh,
back for a touchdown.
Almost had it. One good drive, one good drive. one
Almost
good drive
a
in the
strong
game.
word, but
One
he
good
got
drive
back
in
to
the game.
midfield, and we'll go to halftime.
Woo, that
2-score
would've been
lead for
crazy.
Jwall.
Yeah, showed a little bit of a stick work right there, but couldn't take it all the way. And for Jwall, he's 2 more quarters away. He's known for his offense, but it's been his defense in this game. Chiggs is in an absolute box. 7 for 19 passing the ball right now. Can't get anything going short or down the field, and Jwall is taking control.
Jwall will have the ball to start the second half. 17-3 the score. TNC's Jwall with a big pick at the end of the half to go up by 2 scores. Still plenty of time left for the Packers club champion. We need a break. We saw way too much football in that first half, so let's throw it over to Katie Emmer to take the load off. Katie?
Hey, thanks, Nick. Take a break. Take another bite of that breadstick, pizza, whatever you had going on there. Enjoy it. All right, big announcement for folks today. We're celebrating Pro Bowl weekend with a free-to-play trial. Between now and January 31st, you can play Madden NFL 21 for free. Be sure to take advantage of that. And a reminder to tweet us your thoughts on tonight's broadcast using the hashtag Madden Club Championship for a chance to see your tweet on the broadcast. We'll also be selecting a few lucky people to win MUT items made up of the competitors' favorite players. Twitch chat, be sure to stay active because we'll be giving out items to a few randomly chosen viewers throughout the night. But here, we're taking a look at one of the tweets using that hashtag Madden Club Championship. This comes from @C_Steeding, who says, Jwall moved his setup so that we couldn't see that he didn't make his bed today. That's interesting. T. Davis, have you ever done that?
No, I have not done that. Jwall.
Has T. Dirtless ever done that, though?
T. Dirtless.
He's
Oh,
never
boy.
made his bed.
No, T. Dirtless has never once made his bed. That guy doesn't do anything good.
Get
Gets
dunked
in a
on,
lot
T.
of
Dirtless.
Gets in a lot of trouble.
17-3 at the half. Jwall with the lead. Ty, this isn't exactly how I saw this game going. It has not been that sort of fluid offense we're used to seeing from Jwall.
No, it hasn't. Hasn't been the most exciting game. We're used to Jwall lighting it up like we saw in his Lions Club finals. I mean, this guy was just throwing lasers, bombs left and right. This game is more slow it down, play some defense, Hasn't been the most exciting, but he does get the ball here, and a touchdown this drive would really put it in control.
Jwall on offense to start the second half.
Get to a hash.
Hand it off to Barry Sanders. You heard Jwall there saying get to a hash. What does that do for guys running things like trips and bunch? They're always talking about making sure that they're on a hash.
Yeah, that's a great point. I don't think we've explained that enough in this tournament. I haven't explained enough. These hash marks are crucial. It allows your receivers more space on the field, more room to work with. I always preach to guys, get your bunch, get your trips to the wide side of the field. You want those receivers over there, so then they can come from wide to short side. You can do some flood concepts.
His user is on the floor.
So many things you can do, and as you see Jwall here, throwing that table route easily. Chiggs' user was nowhere to be found. Left the running back wide open. And Jwall with a big play to start this second half.
BPB with the play there. That's called Big Play Barry. Up the sidelines. Nobody covering the Lions legend. 1st and 10. See Jwall already using clock. This will be Sanders' right side. Gets a couple. Gets to a 2nd and 8. This is not exactly Jwall's strength, as you mentioned earlier. He's not known as a runner.
No, not at all. This you can tell. It's 2nd and 8. He doesn't want to run the ball. He's going to go right back to the air attack here. It looks like maybe Chiggs starts to send pressure. I think that might be his only hope in the situation. Force Jwall into a throw out of sack, but he's going to go coverage defense again.
A scramble with Gannon. Looking at the numbers, bottom 20 in rushing yards per game for Jwall, in rushing attempts per game for Jwall, in rushing yards per attempt for Jwall.
Exactly. He doesn't want to run the ball. You see there, he's 6th in passing. That's what this guy wants to do. He's going to continue to air it out until it's really probably the end of the 4th quarter, and he's got to really take the clock. But he's going to continue to air it out. He'll probably try to throw some underneath stuff and go down to use some clock. But yeah, he's going to stick to his trips tight end passing attack.
Out of field goal range.
Gannon screamed out on 3rd and 4. Chiggs dialing up the heat. It was Mills off the edge.
And that's exactly what I said Chiggs needs to start to do. Force Jwall into some sketchy situations. Maybe a throw out of sack, a random turnover. That's the only way Chiggs is really going to get back into this. He dials it up. And now Jwall's in a tough spot. He's out of field goal range at the 41. That was a bad sack to take. He's going to have to punt the ball here unless he can hit a 58-yard field goal. We saw Ghost do it yesterday. Maybe Jwall can. This is a very difficult kick, though.
Please go through.
Ball is down. Kick is up. Oh! All right. That was good.
Didn't want to take an 8-yard sack. Oh, I knew he
the
was
The sweet gong of victory.
That's it. Just, just run it.
Hold on. We need instant replay. I don't know if that went through the upright. I thought it bounced back.
Like, I've seen them count the field goal when it hits the stanchion. That didn't hit the stanchion. That just hit the crossbar.
We might need the production truck over there to get a slowed down replay of that at some point here, because that did not look like it went in. I don't know what happened. Wow.
Pizza Hut Stadium friendly to the young Jwall. 20-3 the score. Let's bring in one great user. You're our referee on the sidelines. Was that field goal good?
Hey, I didn't think it was no chance that Janikowski could make that from the 41. You know, right now, if I'm Chiggs, I'm like Belichick was, chasing them refs off the field. Hey, that was not good. You feel me? Because I definitely did not think he was making it, especially when it hit the upright. But, hey, you know, Chiggs has been playing some solid defense. He's been getting stops here and there, but his offense has yet to been able to produce. Woo! And I might be believing what Jwall saying that he has the best man coverage D out there. It's looking like
the best pass pro ever.
Is that Jwall?
I agree, user. Yeah, I mean, Jwall's just looking good on defense. And user, you commentated a lot of his games in that level next. You think he's the hottest player in the game right now?
Oh, definitely. Jwall, yeah. I think he's definitely one of the best players and the hottest players there is right now. I mean, his path to get here wasn't easy. You know, he knocked off Buggs, had to beat him twice. And then, you know, he's already won the level next. So he's been getting a lot of reps.
He has the best pass pro ever. What is this?
And that's one of the things That's one of the things I've learned from
O-line
Skimbo.
is
Is like you
different.
got to get a bunch of
He
reps.
doesn't get Shetty.
A bunch of reps. All the best players get a bunch of reps. Like you heard Henry yesterday say, listen, I just want to play the game as much as I can. Yeah, I play my crewmates, but just play the game as much as I can, because the more reps I get, the more I'll be able to see the goofy, the bubble gum, the meta, and the elite. And you can tell Jwall has been getting a lot of reps this year. He's been playing in any tournament, every tournament. Like he won the level next for 25,000. So he's on a roll right now. I want to see if he can continue that.
Oh, Barry, come on.
That's some good stick work. Yeah, you mentioned that. I mean, that's a common thread with a lot of the guys in TNC. They're not afraid to show their offense. They play in, the level next, the Friday Night Footballs, all those tournaments that run throughout the year. That's got to be where he gets a lot of that confidence to play big money games. That was almost a touchdown, TD.
Yeah,
oh
that
my
was
God.
an unfortunate throw right there for Chiggs. And to you in User's point, Jwall, ever since he came onto the scene, he has joined pretty much every tournament there is, whether it's online, offline. He's always in these tournaments. I've seen him at some underground live tournaments. Like you said, he's in all the Friday Night Footballs. He's in all the Players Lounge. He's in all these online tournaments, and that's what it is. You get these reps, you're prepared for everything you might see. And Jwall's had a lot of success in these online tournaments as well. He's really become a rich man here in Madden 21 as well, obviously winning that 25K.
He's looking to pocket another 7,500 with a win here.
Thank you. I said
Second
it.
and 10. Chiggs
I
in
said
trouble.
it.
Abraham finally gets to the quarterback.
Finally gets that shed he's been looking for. Chiggs had that wide open touchdown that hurt. 3rd and 18, really in no man's land here at this position.
Third and 18. Gannon rolling right. And he'll throw this one away. Good defense from Jwall. Is this... Chiggs got to kick a field goal here. He's got to find a way to stop Jwall's offense.
Yeah, that was great defense by Jwall. Really tough spot for Chiggs because you're in no man's land. Like I said, 4th and 18, you can't go for this. 3 points doesn't do much, but you did need a field goal at some point if you're going to tie this thing up. Now he's down 13 or 14 here. So the field goal was necessary at some point. Might as well take it there when you're in a no-win situation.
Well, 4's up in the chat. This game has lasted about 4.5 hours at this point. This is the full length of the broadcast. It has been a long, but this is what happens when you get 2 passers in the building, not a ton of sacks, a lot of throwaways. It's just rolling as it's a blitz on Twitter. It says Jwall to the moon.
To the moon. Hey, listen, great point, Blitz, because listen, with everything going on in the stock market, if Jwall was a stock, this is a guy 1,000% you want to invest in. This guy is at the top of the moon right now, top of the game, and he's looking like he's heading on to that final 16.
.440 and counting. 2nd and 3 for Jwall. Back to the ground game goes Bo, who trips over.
That was stupid.
Bold defensive play there. Just lay down and let him trip over you.
Oh, why did I?
Yeah, and honestly, Nick, that play we saw in this first half that took about 21 seconds, that's kind of what we've seen in a lot of these plays, especially when Chiggs is on offense. Jwall sending no coverage. That's why this game's taken so long, because he's just sitting in the pocket 5, 10 seconds, nothing open, scramble left, scramble right, wait for something, finally throw it. It just seems like each play that is happening is taking at least 20, sometimes 30 seconds.
3rd and 3. Chiggs sends the heat. Quick throw to the flat. It's Barry to the 43-yard line. Nice read from Jwall, recognizing the heat.
And you see Jwall, 4th quarter here, continues to not run the ball. He's just going to stay to his game, check down, and use the clock that way.
At Alpha5001 on Twitter. Using that hashtag Madden Club Championship, says, my heart is telling me stiff, but I got to go Jwall. You know, I just saw, I think it was the Chicago Bears tweeted out about Stiff's game, and you know how big of a Bears fan Stiff is. Just to be back at the club and see his favorite team tweeting about him, you know, that's got to get the heart pumping before his game.
Oh boy, you already know Stiff. I guarantee he's had already about 3 energy drinks. That's got to get his heart pumping, get the juices flowing. He's excited for this. He's basically the main event, 4th game of the day. He's excited for the moment, and it's hard not to root for Stiff with your heart, like that tweet said, because this guy plays with so much passion. We saw that interview. when he won the club. I mean, tears were in his eyes. He's worked so hard for this. It's been a while since he's been on top of the mountain. Not since back in Madden 16. And here he is again in the final 32 with another shot at glory.
Third and 10 for Jwall, under 3 minutes to go. We talked about Chiggs' story of getting so close to being that Packers Club champion. So many times the bridesmaid, finally able to be on top. And yeah, it didn't go his way this year. Still 2:34 to go, and after yesterday, you never know what'll happen. But you know, for Chiggs, just being able to get to this point, that's gotta, for next year, I mean, I can't imagine what it's gotta be like to get so close every year and not be able to be named a crown champion. He's finally achieved that. Now he's got to set the new goal.
Yeah, and that's tough. But the thing, you can also look at it from another point of view. Listen, Chiggs, this is a guy that's been scratching and clawing. Every year he seems to get a little bit better. He gets a little bit closer. Finally, this year, got over that hump of winning his club. Made it to the final 32. So now maybe next year, he starts to increase that even more. Maybe gets past the final 32, gets in that final 16. So for me, I think Chiggs, year in and year out, continues to get better. He's starting to make more money now, and he's starting to make bigger noise. I look for him to do bigger things in the future, because we forget, Chiggs has actually been around a while, but he's still only, what, 20 years old, I believe? Maybe 21? Still extremely young and continues to grow. Yeah, 19. Still continues to get better. 19 years old. I think the future's very bright for Chiggs.
I remember he had a great run at the Classic, took 9th at the Classic last year in Dallas. 20,668 in career earnings. Still a bright future ahead of him. Ogden, Utah native Chiggs. 1st and 10, looks left side. That's Jermichael Finley. Will go out of bounds after a gain of 20.
And he still has all those 3 timeouts. So if he can somehow score a touchdown here within these next 49 seconds, I think would be ideal, and save those timeouts, then it becomes a ball game. So this drive is very important. He's got to go fast.
Over the middle, he's got Barry. Great hit, keeps him in bounds. That clock continues to run. Chiggs all 3 timeouts. Can he put together a comeback? 4-man rush from Jwall.
Thank you.
Looking right side. No dashing deadeye, though, for Rich Gannon.
No, and he had a couple things open right there, but just didn't pull the trigger. Tried to hit that flat route late on the run. Rich Gannon, he's not Patrick Mahomes. He's not escape artist Mike Vick out there. He's not going to get that done.
Third and 4. Minute 23 on the clock. He'll look right side. He's got Gonzalez. He'll go out of bounds at the 44. He'll pick up a first down. Minute 18 left. How soon does Chiggs need to score to have a chance in this game?
Yeah, he's really got to score before a minute to go, especially if he's saving those timeouts. The way Jwall's playing defense, he's not giving up anything deep. Chiggs might even have to use these timeouts at this point soon and hope for an onside kick.
Who's dead? Go get him.
Back foot, throw this one away. Minute 11 left. 31 pass attempts for Chiggs.
He's wasting a lot of time here. Not been very efficient out of those 31 pass attempts. Using a lot of this clock now. Down to almost a minute here. Not really getting much going down the field.
Gannon. Throws it, looks for the bounce. Ooh, diving catch by Bo Jackson at the 20-yard line. Big run off. 13 seconds, he'll spike the ball.
And that makes it interesting. That was a good dot. He needed that. 43 seconds. He really needs to score on this next play to have any type of chance. The clock is really working against him. Still has those 3 timeouts, so it needs to be a touchdown pretty much on this play to have a shot at getting a stop and potentially time the ball game, but it's going to be difficult.
Still with 3 timeouts remaining.
You got to think Jwall's got all his zone drops back to about 20 yards here. He's playing some prevent type of defense.
Gannon in trouble. He'll throw this one away, and I think he'll get the intentional grounding flag as well. Drops him back to the 33-yard line, 3rd and 23.
Yeah, and for Chiggs, at this point, you just have to throw something. Even if it's not that open, you got to take a shot. Just throwing the ball away is not going to do nothing. If you're going to go down, you might as well go down swinging at this point.
Nobody open downfield. He'll throw this one away.
Yeah, see, that's not going to do anything. Right there, he had Randy Moss one-on-one, and at this point in the game, I would just take that shot. Randy Moss, we've seen him make some big plays today. You got to throw to the end zone right here.
Fourth and forever.
There's just no way.
Jwall hoping his defense can lock up one more time. Is he going to go to the run? All right, he's flipped to the pass. Four-man rush. He's got to throw it. Chucks it up into double coverage. Swatted down, and Jwall. He'll seal himself that $7,500. Locking up Chiggs for only 6 points, and he will be awaiting the winner of that stiff poison game. This one, defensively dominant for the Lions Club champion.
Yeah, big time win. And for the guy having probably the biggest year right now in Madden 21, he continues to be on that hot streak. He's going to head to the final 16. And it wasn't a typical Jwall game. Wasn't great on offense. Did enough, but it was the defense really holding Chiggs. He got nothing going, and Jwall is going to head on to the final 16.
Chiggs is up and out of there. This one is over. Jwall. He pockets another 75. Dude, I mean, listen, here's all I'm saying. If you're a friend of Jwall, you live near him, he's buying dinner. He's got plenty of money to treat the whole team as he's on to the next round with a big win, 20-6 over Chiggs.